Well, we continue our conversation with Iowa women's basketball coach Jensen, discussing the perils of social media and the cool things she's got to do, like throwing out the first pitch at Wrigley Field. How fun is that? We also got to find out if Coach Jensen watches her former players in the WNBA and if has met Megan Gustafson's corgi pancake. Take a look. I know one thing that we never had to deal with when we were in college was social media. How do you tell your student athletes to handle social media, or get any rules for social media?
You know, I don't have rules. We do try to, have a lot of discussions about it. And, I've had players, Kate Martin, who played with us a couple of years ago, she got rid of the app during her senior season. Yeah. And that meant the good and the bad, but she wanted to be so zoned in and focused. And I think that was just a great example for everyone around her. So anything I might deem interesting and worthy and supportive of maybe minimizing that time, I share with them. But I don't have rules because, they are young adults, and I think they need to make those decisions.
What advice do you always give players when they come in?
Yeah, I think when they come in, I try to really remind them why they came. Yeah. And they came to be a part of it, not to be the part of it. Someone's going to end up maybe being the part of it, right? I mean, the media, you like to cover the leading scorers or, the kid who has the very best game and all the stats. But I think what makes Iowa women's basketball is that every player that plays on this team, I think they really feel valued. I try to really remind them how special it is here, and it's a privilege to play, and to work as hard as you possibly can, and then come what may. Because the one thing I do believe is true in life is you have to work hard to have a shot.
Right.
Working hard doesn't guarantee you anything, but not working hard does guarantee you that you're usually not going to be in the thick of it, in whatever role in life. It can be a hard thing for some of them, and there's always an adjustment period, for all of us. Anytime you take a new job, right?
Yes.
There's at least a few months, sometimes a year or so, where you kind of find your footing, and that's the biggest challenge I face. It's like you're a mom, really. Like, I love every one of those young women truly equally. But at the end of the day, you have to make decisions of who plays a little bit more. And that's probably what keeps me up at night the most is, you want to do right by all of them and their families that have entrusted, their young person to you. But I think if you just stay true to who you are and stay open in that communication line and really work to make everyone feel valued, you have as good a shot as you can to really have a great team culture and a successful team on the court and off.
Absolutely. You've done some cool things this year. I know you threw out the first pitch at Wrigley.
I did. That was a strike, just so we know. It was right down the middle, baby.
They have those cameras.
They do. My son, he was very excited because he was a little nervous for me. Yeah. And we didn't practice very much. We play wiffle ball a lot in the summer. And we threw maybe the real baseball, because he doesn't play baseball, but maybe 10, 12 times. But neither one of us knew if we were going to get to throw from the pitching rubber. And then when I got there, they said, feel free to go to the mound. Well, how do you say no to standing on a major league mound? So I just went up and I channeled my little, 10-year-old self, who I was a Yankees fan way back in the day, and I threw it. And my son was very relieved and excited. But you throw it to the mascot, right?
Yeah.
And so, he's got this big oversized glove, and he caught it, right? It was right at the knees. But my son, Jack, he said, I think he could have framed the pitch a little better, but it was still a strike. I was like, you bet it was a strike, right down the middle.
There you go.
Okay, so I threw out the first pitch at a Colonel's game. Not the same.
There's pressure.
She
a
was
little nervous.
She practiced a lot.
Yes.
I did. I practiced.
You did? Good for you. Well, I felt there was a little danger of over-practicing, because then I'd be so like, okay, I'm in my head. So I felt like I'd thrown 5 or 6 on the day before, and then before we left the day of the game, I threw another 5, 7 pitches. I thought, we're good. So it worked out.
Yes.
It worked out for me.
And I heard you on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
I will say, you know, when you're in the roles that we get asked to speak and different things which are all interesting and you're always honored. But that Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me was pretty cool because
It was amazing.
It was, well, and you don't, usually you know what's going to happen, but when you go out in that setting, you know, you're kind of a stick man, if you will, or they set you up, and if you can, you know, hit it back or whatever. But that was just kind of fascinating to see it from behind the scenes, you know, they cut a lot out, right, when they put it on the air. But I thought that was just this particular year, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
It's very cool.
It was.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows
Yeah.
to
Mine
listen
too.
to.
It is a pretty, yeah, it's pretty
Yes.
unique, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was kind of a personal thrill, Faith Sally. We've kind of become buds a little bit. We kind of hit it off, so I think hopefully her and her family are going to come to our game against UConn. So she's delightful and funny, witty, sharp. It's just kind of neat to that kind of, you know, worked out that I could see her again, and we, you know, I can offer an experience that, you know, she's really excited about, and she likely wouldn't have taken her kids to. So I thought that was a cool little blessing, byproduct of that event.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you get to go to a lot of WNBA games? Do you see?
Yeah, you know, I try to. I mean, because we are living in special times. We have 4 people in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 6 other programs, I think. It's either a total of 6 or 7. I'll even say 7 out of the 340 Division I schools that have that many. Right, it's amazing to get 1, and but for us, you know, to have 4 players. So I saw. I didn't get to see Caitlin when she was, because she didn't get to play, sadly, too much, but went to see her. I saw Kate Martin. She's my spouse's, Julie's niece, biological niece, mine too, but we saw a couple of those, 2 or 3 of the Valkyries, and saw her play close, saw her play in Vegas, and then, of course, I saw Vegas play because of Megan Gustafson. And then I got to see Lucy Olson. She played for the Washington Mystics.
Have you met Megan's corgi?
Oh, yes. She's been at my house. Yes. Yes. We were invited to the Pancake's first birthday.
Oh, yes.
She had a little,
I have a corgi,
Yes.
too, so I like all of
it's so fun. Yeah, she's,
Pancake.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Megan is a sensational young woman.
Yes.
She's a star among stars, and her story is really special. I always encourage everybody who has a young athlete to study her story, meet her if you can. She went into the pros, and then she got cut. And then they picked her back up, and then she managed to become a role player and change her position. She went from a back to the basket post player to a forward-facing forward and a power forward. And to do that and to stick in that league, I haven't done a thorough study, but I don't think it's ever been done. So you have someone that is humble, tremendously accomplished, but can talk to every element of being a teammate. It's just the coolest story.